My name is Epiphany Adams.
Donovan Burgos.
Navesili Kariatu.
Nantine Bob.
Latonia Asana, also known as Nevaeh Sealy's mother.
And I'm one of the original kids at Harlem Grown.
Now I'm one of the OG members.
I was one of the first kids.
Even before it became an official thing.
On very rare occasions, I like to call myself the co-founder. Oh my God.
My name is Tony Hillary, and I am the accidental founder and CEO of Harlem Grown. Almost 11 years ago, I wandered into that elementary school across the street. I met children that changed the track of my life. They hit you like a ton of bricks, just with the transparent truthfulness of youth. And the kids were always referencing the haunted garden across the street. All the kids saw was vines and weeds covering the gate, so they didn't even walk on this side of the street. I started pulling out trash, but the kids would watch me from the windows. And after school, after a couple of days, they came over and started helping me.
Mr. Tony had the vision, and we did the action. He had us involved throughout the whole entire process, making the logo to what it was gonna be called.
We were the ones there building compost bins, building flower beds. The garden brought life to the block, and it was making an impact on the community.
The garden provided me with my own safe haven. I didn't have my own backyard, so like this was my backyard.
When I go home, me and my mom, we take the things that we get from the garden and then we make stuff.
The whole point of Harlem Grown is not just to grow vegetables, but to grow people as well. It just helped me stay away from all of these negative aspects that surrounded me. I would sit there with my accelerated math book and just do math.
In school, and I was about to get into a fight with somebody. And Mr. Tony said, you know what, how about instead of you fighting, you come help me out in the garden Saturday, 10 o'clock. And I tell you, after that Saturday that I went, it was every single Saturday.
And once it breaks down, it turns into soil like this. I mean, that's very important for the earth.
It didn't matter what color you was, what race you was, what gender you was, like they always welcome people.
I needed help for something. I know that there's always someone I can turn to and tell. It's a family.
Mr. Tony, he says it himself. These are my kids. This is my son, Gorgie. This is my son, Donovan. This is my daughter, Isatu. And this is my little munchkin, Nevaeh. This is my daughter, Epiphany.
There's an invisible boundary that keeps our kids separated because they feel like they're less than. You can see the silhouette of Midtown Manhattan. And our kids in first, second grade will look at you with a straight face and tell you that that's Manhattan, but they live in Harlem. Tell them, of course, you're gonna the obvious response. Oh, Harlem is part of Manhattan. Don't be silly, Mr. Tony. No, it's not. When I would go downtown for meetings, they came with me. That's how it gives Epiphany that strength to say she's co-founder, to say that she came up with these slogans. She probably did. Epiphany's brilliant. To live in communities like this is not due to lack of intelligence or creativity. It's totally a lack of access and opportunity. So that's what the narrative of Harlem Grown is. Let's open up the doors of access and opportunity for these children and then get out the way because they're coming.
And it's working.
It's working. Nevaeh just started interning at Lenox Hill Hospital. My kids are everywhere, where they should be.
In your moments where you're trying to pick yourself back up, you have to remember like your accomplishments. And for me personally, a lot of that has been through Harlem Grown. I have the opportunity to speak on behalf of Harlem Grown at the UN. And that wasn't something that I nominated myself for. It's Harlem Grown seeing something that I didn't see.
Cotty went up there and addressed the General Assembly at the ripe old age of 13 years old. She was so impactful, she did it the following year as well.
How to build a resume. I learned that at Harlem Grown. I did not learn that anywhere else. That chance Harlem Grown gave me where I was able to speak at the gala, it showed me that first time like, oh, so this is what it means to advocate for something, which resulted in me being the Minority Student Advisory Board President at the University of Rochester.
I learned my teaching skills here.
Ms. Asana, she made time to come in and volunteer in spite of the 2 jobs she was working. 9 years later, she is our ag director overseeing all 13 of our sites.
I learned how to be a better son to my mom and my dad. I learned how to be a better brother to my sister. Harlem Grown has blown me away.
Harlem Grown is my foundation.
It warms my heart to see like how big it's grown.
It's way more than food now. It's way more than food.
Harlem Grown is not a nonprofit organization. We are a movement, and we're going to keep on moving.
Yes.